Hi everybody, this is Bug-Ass Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the brand new Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive Sentry figure. So before we take a look at Sentry, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with a set of fisted hands. Up next, he comes with a set of trigger finger hands for some reason. I'm really not sure why Hasbro included these. I definitely would have preferred some open hands, like some relaxed hands, but yeah, we get fisted hands and gun holding hands for some reason. And finally, he comes with this really cool alternate head sculpt. I've seen people saying that it's the Void, but I'm used to the Void being black and red. I think sometimes the Void kind of looks like an insect-type monster. So yeah, I'm not totally sure what this look comes from. If anyone knows, leave a comment down below. But it does look really good. The hair is cast in this translucent plastic, and it looks really good. They have the hair painted over top of that, fading into that, and that looks really cool. I like the way that looks. To me, this head sculpt kind of reminds me of Zombie Sentry from Marvel Zombies Return number 5. In the end of that issue, Sentry is put in a machine that creates a time loop, and it starts burning his hair off. And that's what I think this head sculpt looks like, or at least that's what it reminds me of. So before we take a look at this figure, I did want to do a couple head swaps to see what it could look like with some different heads on. So here he is with the previous Sentry head sculpt on, and this doesn't look too bad. The skin tones don't match up. I definitely think this shows how far Hasbro has come with sculpting faces, because this one looks so much better than this one. I think this one just looks more realistic. And finally, here he is with the Unworthy Thor head sculpt on. And I don't know, this head sculpt isn't the greatest, it's not my favorite, but I do want a bearded Sentry look if I want it. And this definitely fits, it does fit really nicely, so if you want a bearded Sentry, you could do that. I definitely think it would have been nice if Hasbro would have included a short-haired head sculpt. I didn't even think to look for a head with short hair on it to put on this. But yeah, there are a couple head swaps if you were curious. So taking a look at this main head sculpt, I think Hasbro did a really awesome job on this. The gold eyes look really good. You can see some shading around the eyes. Mine has a little black spot right there. That is a little bit irritating, but it doesn't distract from the figure overall. And this hair is sculpted very nicely. I like the way it's flowing. I like the wash it has over top of it. But this strand of hair right here, it really bothers me. As you can see, it came loose just a little bit. But yeah, I think if it wouldn't have this piece, the hair would look perfect. But yeah, that strand sticking up does bother me. But other than that, I do like the hair. That windswept look, it looks really good. I think Hasbro did a good job on that. I believe this is a new torso piece because of the collar and cape right here, and the cape is sculpted really nicely. The previous Sentry figure had a super tiny cape. He was on a body mold that was way too big, and the cape was just way too thin. It just didn't look right on him. I believe this uses the Walgreens Punisher body mold, if I remember right, with a new piece up here for this. But yeah, I think this looks really good. This is much more suited to his body type. This was the previous version, and this one is just way too big. This uses the Hyperion mold, and yeah, this just wasn't a good look for him. I ended up giving mine the old Toy Biz cape from Sentry, and I repainted it. Speaking of Toy Biz, the colors on this really pop, and it's reminiscent of the old Toy Biz Sentry. I remember that figure had such bright blue and yellow collars, and that's really what this reminds me of, and I like it. I'm used to Sentry's collar being a little darker, a more gold collar, but this bright yellow, it really works. The colors just really pop on this. This Sentry comes with a brand new belt, and they use print tech around the S to make it look like it's glowing, and if you have it back here, it really looks like it's glowing. Hasbro did a really awesome job on that. The wristbands on mine are done in a brighter color than the rest of the figure. The blues don't quite match up. It's a little nitpick, but I do wish the collars would have matched up a little more. But other than that, I think this figure looks fantastic. So now let's go ahead and go over his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can just about look up all the way. He can look down all the way. The hair is really soft, so you can actually get him looking down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move all the way out. He has a swivel at the bicep, double-jointed elbows that can bend in that part, swivel at the wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He has an ab crunch that can move back all the way. He can crunch forward all the way. He has a swivel at the waist, but it is hindered a little bit by this belt. It will twist and turn, but I think if you shift it up, yeah, that does help with that. He has ball-jointed hips that can just about do a complete split. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick back all the way. He has a swivel at the thigh, double-jointed knee, swivel the shin, swivel the ankle to move down all the way, up all the way, and an ankle rocker. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to the original Sentry. I think this was from the Allfather Build-A-Figure. I also wanted to point out that I did swap the hands on this new Sentry. I want to say these are the MCU Doctor Strange's open hands, and these work really well. They're a little tiny, but if you're wanting open hands like I did, these definitely work. Here he is next to some of his fellow Dark Avengers, and Iron Patriot and Dakin really need a redo. Iron Patriot, he doesn't hold up too bad, but yeah, this one has those awful ball joints. I don't know, just all the proportions really bother me. So it would be nice if we'd get some updates of these two. Here he is next to Hawkeye and Spider-Man, the two figures I'm using for the rest of my Dark Avengers display. Here he is next to some of his fellow New Avengers. And we really need a Luke Cage, Iron Man, and Wolverine from the New Avengers era. And then this team will be complete, I think. Maybe Ronan was also on this team. But yeah, we're getting very close. We just need some new figures and an updated Luke Cage for that era. Here he is next to World War Hulk, another figure that I think could really use an update. I still love this version, but I definitely think Hasbro could outdo it with their current capabilities. And finally, barely fitting into frame, here he is next to Null. And I have yet to review this pack. I definitely need to review this pack soon. So overall, I would highly recommend picking this figure up because he is awesome. Sentry has needed an update for quite some time, and Hasbro definitely delivered with this version. I definitely wish he would have came with a short-haired head sculpt, and I really wish they would have removed that strand of hair right there, but other than those two nitpicks, I think this is a fantastic figure, and definitely pick this up. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.